Yo, what is going on, you Radish loving Rabambi? Today we're trying out some games with Tornadus VMAX, the single strike Tornadus VMAX. I tried this out yesterday on my stream, which if you're not, you should go check out my stream. I stream every day except Tuesdays, twitch.tv/AzulGG. First link in the description. This is the build I ended up coming to, and it felt really good. We were hitting crazy numbers with that max win spirit, like 340, knocking out Tornadus VMAXs and stuff like that. It was kind of insane. Felt way better than I thought it would. Yeah, just really good. I've actually been using like every single attack with the Tornadus VMAX line. The Tornadus V's got that blow through for 20+20 if there's a stadium in play. And then when you back that up with single strike or powerful energy, you can be hitting up to like 60, 80 damage. Turn 1, turn 2. Blasting hammer for the 180. For the 4 colors, I utilize as well. A little bit of a costly attack, and I found myself more often using the Urshifu's impact blow whenever I needed like that hit for like 180 or 220, whatever it might have been. And the reason we have the one of Urshifu in here is just to kind of take advantage of that fighting typing that we can so easily fit it in here and load it up really fast, you know, against a Tornadus or a Dark Box or whatever. So I've got one of those in here just to kind of take advantage of that typing. Similar reasoning for the T-Tar. Now I haven't utilized the T-Tar against Shadow Rider yet because I haven't played against it. But theoretically it's good against Shadow Rider, especially the first attack to maybe take knockouts on like early Vs or stuff like that. So haven't had a chance to use it yet, but the idea is it's dark type. Shadow Rider's weak to darkness. It's good hopefully in that matchup, but I haven't played the matchup yet, so don't know yet, but it's in here to test out at the very least. And then of course the 4/4 Houndoom with the single strike roar to accelerate our single strike energy. 1 Crobat, 1 Dedenne as the draw support in here. I wanted to try and just do one of them, but both having one of each feels pretty good. I don't play the Mew in here right now, which would definitely be very good against the rapid strike decks, but haven't been seeing a ton of them lately, so I cut that, or I never included it to begin with anyways. And then of course the VMAX, I didn't go over their attacks. At the blasting win for the 2 colorless, used that. And then of course the big attack, that is the reason you'd even consider playing this card, is that max wind spirit 120 plus 120 if there's a stadium in play, and then you just carve that stadium for 4 colorless. And because it is colorless energy, we play those powerful energy. We play this single strike energy because it is a single strike Pokemon, and then you also play the capture energy, which has made this deck feel so smooth. The capture energy have been huge, help us get out those Houndours early and aggressively, getting into the Houndooms that much quicker and more efficiently, and then taking those knockouts that much sooner and that much more aggressively. It just felt great to have the capture energy in here. It's one of the best, if not the best energy in the game, but it's so hard to fit into so many decks because it is that colorless type. But when you're playing the Tornadus VMAX that is colorless type, works out just fine. Comms and quicks, research and Marnies, of course, the usual suspects there. 4 earn because recovering the single strike energy is so important. 4 Tower of Darkness draws us cards. Also, we need stadiums in this deck to utilize our max wind spirit, so gotta play 4 of those as well. And then a single scroll just in case our opponent hits us really hard, maybe a little bit too hard, and we're able to take advantage of that. And then a couple boss, because sometimes we like to not just one hit KO the active, but maybe bring something else up off the bench to close out the game a little bit easier, or something like that. And there's some air balloons in here for some pivoting. So yeah, that is it. That is Tornadus VMAX single strike. Let's go ahead and let's get into some games. Here we go with a pretty good start as well. We got the capture energy to the Tornadus, and then we got some air balloons to move stuff around. We got a calm to get rid of the Houndoom to get a Houndour. Yeah, looking pretty good here. We're up against the Calyrex, so we do want to probably try and get out that Tyranitar. Actually, I did mention I haven't used it because I haven't actually played up against a Shadow Rider yet, so this is gonna be my first test against a Shadow Rider deck. Actually, there's the Ganku start. Hate to see it because it's really annoying and really tough to deal with sometimes. They can get really far ahead with the Gengar Mimikyu star, so we'll see what we can do. But it could be a blowout, to be honest, because Gengar Mimikyu is super scary early on in any matchup. It can be such a big deal. We're gonna do our best though. We're gonna do our best. Get an early blow through, and then hopefully be able to clean it up on the next turn. We'll see how it goes down. Oof, that is a terrible top deck. Gonna go ahead and get ourselves a Houndour. Check our prize cards a little bit real fast. Prize of VMAX. Not prize a Houndoom. Detonates in the hand, of course. Prize of Stadium. Prize of Powerful. Prize of Marnie. Air balloons are here. Okay. Grab this. Calm away this. Is it ever correct to sit on this hand, actually, to be honest? I don't think so. We probably still just want a Dede change here. I mean, we could go... Nah. Go ahead and Dede change. Might want to retreat into something else here. We'll see. Nothing to retreat into. Gonna go ahead and play this Marnie, though. I don't want so many item cards in my hand, because that's not good when we're up against the Gengar and Mimikyu. Go with a blow through here. Have no items currently, but I do want to draw some more cards. Play the urn as well, I guess. Shuffle that back in. Minuses one more item card in the hand and puts a non-item card back into the deck. So if they do go with that house here, higher chance to draw into a non-item card, and potentially they could whiff the knockout here. I mean, we'd have to draw into 4 item cards or trainer cards here for the Poltergeist to actually get the 1-hit KO. And we do have this air balloon on here as well, so we could also just retreat and pass next turn. We don't have to leave this in our active for our opponent to potentially KO, or even hit if we really just don't want them to hit this as well, which I kind of don't want them to hit this. So we can also just move it out of the way. That also works. We don't have to leave it in the active here. But we'll wait and see what our opponent actually does this turn and kind of decide from there. Setting up pretty well, though. They play the cake, which could be troublesome. It's not weak to dark, so we're not going to be able to use that Tyranitar up against the Alchemy VMAX. Yeah. Another, triple V coming down. So they're setting up super well here. They haven't housed. They actually attached here, so it makes me think they're going to do not going to house at all. Oh, and triple energy discard there. That's super good for us. So they're not going to house at all, or they're just going to do the house for the 1. Just the house for the 1. I think maybe they forgot. Like, I don't know why you'd ever just house for 1 there. Now I'm kind of scared though. I don't want this thing to get knocked out, so I think I'm just going to retreat to my Dedenne and pass. I don't want to Tower of Darkness away my Tornadus VMAX. I really want that around for the next turn, so, or potentially want it around for the next turn. So we're going to hold on to that. Let's go ahead and pass over to my opponent with the Dedenne in the active. If they want to take the knockout on my Dedenne, I am fine with that. Currently, only 1 trainer card in the hand, so they're not really KOing anything anytime soon, it doesn't look like. Yeah, just going to take a chill. Comes a Marnie, refreshes our hand. That's fine. Our hand was okay. We had the VMAX, we had the Marnie. We don't have any Houndoom in it, though, so that's really the big thing we're looking for here is those Houndoom. And hey, there's double Houndoom. Wow, look at that. Double Houndoom and a capture to go with this, so we could just hard retreat the Dedenne off the capture. Currently, we can't take any kind of KOs unless our opponent KOs are active. So we'll wait and see what they do with that. But if they do KO our active, then we can look to be a little bit more aggressive. There is the Chaotic Swell. You hate to see it. Shadow Mist. Ooh, we actually can't attach any, and we only play special. But there's the Air Balloon top deck. We only play special energy. So, not going to be able to hit very hard this turn because, yeah, we only play special energy cards. Football away that. Grab myself that Crobat. Draw some cards. Want to set up. I don't really want to play any. Maybe I'll put like 1 single strike energy here. I definitely want to put some in other places. Like on the Tyranitar. So, getting calm away the Tornadus V. Grab the T-Tar. Check the single strike count. It is 4. Would evolve this, I think. Strike Roar. Over to the T-Tar. Single strike Roar. Over to the T-Tar. And then just pass, I think. I think we're just going to pass from here. Not going to play the research because if they have a boss KO on this T-Tar, I want to be able to earn the energy back into the deck. Yeah, we want to be able to earn the energy back into the deck. So I kind of wanted to try and get a single strike energy over here. Maybe I could have, to be honest. I maybe could have put 1 here, 1 here. Because then if I put 2 more here, we're doing 120, which KOs this. But then this also lines this up to actually take a 1-hit KO on something like a Calibrax VMAX or even the Alcremie VMAX. So I maybe should have put this energy over here. But my opponent's trying a lot of cards. So I'm kind of scared. They're just going to be able to knock out pretty much whatever they want, I think, here. Yeah, they're probably going to be able to KO anything they want here, which stinks for me. But we can't really do anything about it if they have the boss. Yeah, if they have the boss, the Alchemy can kind of knock out what it wants. And they actually have 6, 7 energy here. So they could even knock out my T-Tar with the Shadow Rider as well. But it's going to be the Max Geist onto my active, which sets up beautifully for my T-Tar to actually take the KO here. So this is exactly what I want. And I think I could go ahead and put 4. No, I'd have to use the Single Strike Crush, unfortunately, which does discard cards from the top of our deck, which I really don't like. I really don't like that at all. All right. Single Strike Roar. Here. Yeah, I'm going to have to go with a Single Strike Crush. I hate that. I hate having to do it, but I also want to attach here as well, so I think I am going to research. Question is just, do I want something else in play besides that Tornadus that was in my hand? And another Houndour actually sounds kind of good. Now that we can accelerate triple energy, though, I kind of want to hold on to this urn. Yeah, I kind of want to hold on to the urn here. Crush. Okay, so the T-Tar, I mean, it worked out. This, like I said, I don't know. Ooh, double powerful energy and what? Double quick ball? Double quick ball I don't really care too much about. We're so set up at this point. Got the comm for the other Houndoom now, too. And a powerful out of the prize cards. Yeah, I'm not too concerned. Double powerful research quick ball. Okay, the double powerful hurt until I drew this. But now that I've drawn this, it doesn't hurt that much, to be honest. But we'll see. We'll see. Still close here. In this one, my opponent's gonna go down to, yeah, I mean, if they can get the knockout here, depends what they get the knockout with, I guess. Depends on what they knock out the T-Tar with, but they are ahead in the prize exchange at this point. That's what I was talking about, like the 4 energy cost. Like, sure, it is dark type, and this is weak to dark, but the 4 energy cost to get that single strike crush going, super expensive, super costly to get there. Not gonna work out the best here, I don't think. Going with Crobat. They could also knock out my Tornadus, I guess, this turn with the Alchemy. Yeah, they're set up pretty well to do pretty much anything they want. We're kind of at the mercy of the Shadow Rider here and don't really have our... We don't have control over this at all. Whatever my opponent wants to do, they can basically do. And we have to be like, all right, I guess you got it. Or hope that they don't, I guess, more so than anything. But we really are at the mercy of whatever my opponent... They set up pretty well the triple VMAX out on the last turn, I believe. Here comes the Alchemy. Do they have the boss to back up? They don't have the boss to back it up, though. So now we can knock out the Alchemy and maybe make it pretty difficult for them to close out this game here, actually. We can do 310 damage to the Alchemy here. Where are they discarding their energy? Gonna be able to remove 2 more energy off the active as well. They're down quite a few energy at this point, I think. 5, 2 more off the active, ideally. We'll see. Do need an urn. Another thing we need to get together here. That, grab the Houndoom. 2 urn left. Now they can accelerate 3 energy and they can get up to 3 more energy in play, which is 5, 6, which means they actually can't KO my Crobat. If I go attach this, play this from the urn. So they want to go with research here because they can't KO my Crobat to close out the game on the next turn. So it'd have to all come down to a Poltergeist. So if I can just like thin out my hand just an... Actually, no, we just win the game. If we can, I didn't even realize we have 3 prize cards left. So if we just KO this, we just win. So yeah, we're definitely going all out here for this urn. And if we get it, well, let me just count again to make sure. Yeah, we do enough. Research, do we find an urn 2 left in the deck? Unlucky. No urn. So unfortunate. So we can't KO the Alchemy VMAX. Pass and hope they don't have boss, I think is my current best line of play. Yep. Unfortunate. Pass. We whiffed. If we had hit it, we were doing just enough damage, plus 80 onto that 240. So we would have been doing 320 damage. Alchemy VMAX has that 310. So we would have been able to get the dub there. Did I have a boss in my last? No, I didn't have a boss in my last hand. Because we also could have boss KO'd Gengar Mimikyu for less. We didn't have the boss. I was like, for a second there, I was like, did I have a boss in my hand there? We didn't, though. We didn't. So my opponent still needs a boss, but they haven't used any, and there's the boss. So we will be taking the loss here in this one. Kept it close, and we actually had a chance to win right here on this turn. Just whiffed. Just came up a little bit short there, unfortunately. Hopefully we get him in the next one. Stabilized T-Tar was okay. Or not Stabilized T-Tar. The T-Tar was okay. The T-Tar V was okay, but I'm not sure that I want to keep it in there because that 4 energy just seems so high. Even though it is dark type, they're weak to dark. 4 energy is a lot. Here we go. Won the coin flip. Gonna go first because we definitely want to like get out Houndooms and stuff on turn 2 and start swinging with something. We usually don't get the big attack off on the second turn, but that's fine because even just like some of the smaller attacks are good enough. Oof, the Dedenne start is real bad. It's really bad to open Dedenne. The rest of the hand is okay though. We can get like a turn 2 Blasting Wind set up here. We'll see what top deck will make. Quick ball away the tower. I'd ideally like to quick ball away the top deck though. Yeah, it depends what our opponent's playing, what they got going on. Got the small Inkay. Okay, so I'm gonna give up the boss. Go ahead and grab myself that Tornadus V. Throw that down, attach, and pass. So we got the VMAX on the next turn up against the Malamar single strike or rapid strike. My bad. Rapid strike Malamar. They're a 1 prize deck. We're not a 1 prize deck, so this matchup is gonna be tough. I imagine. I've never really played this one either. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. There's a Remoraid, there's an Inkay. Sure. So maybe price an Inkay, or just didn't want to like fill up the bench with too many Inkays because they got to get down like Cincenos or Inteleons, whatever line they're playing. Or Corio's also always usually played in this deck, so they got to leave bench space for those. That squad as well. We are doing 60 damage currently, so to make sure I can get this knockout, I kind of want to attach active. You can go like attach active, Power of Darkness, ball away the VMAX, I guess. Grab the Houndour. We can also attack with Houndour in this matchup, actually, to be honest. They are weak to dark. I guess that will be the route we want to go. Well, pretty good. Get a couple of those out. Not going to use the Tower of Darkness. And then just blow through for 60. Get this early knockout. We could have even tried to set up a bite. A bite with a single strike energy would have also worked. But yeah, we can just go into Houndooms, actually. The more I'm thinking, because they are weak to dark. So we need a single strike energy each time. Yeah, I kind of like that. I think that's going to be the move. We could even go with a bite knockout on this next one, as to not lose the Houndooms yet. And I mean, I guess it depends if they even KO this Tornadus V. They might whiff the knockout on the Tornadus V here. So if they do that, then definitely going to go with the bite with 2 single strike energy knocks out a Malamar. That's kind of funny. So we're definitely going to go into the Houndooms. And hopefully they put down their Oricorio at some point, and then we can take advantage of that as well, being worth 2 prize cards. That'd be sick. But that should be the game plan, actually. We don't really need to even go into the VMAXs and risk kind of getting run over. I still like this aggressive early knockout with this Tornadus V, but for the rest of the game, I think we're going down the Houndoom route to try and close this one out. Need the other Houndour, gonna have to find the other Houndooms, but we have a lot of time to do that, and should be able to set it up pretty easily. We'll see. But I'm feeling good, feeling confident. Goes a level ball. Grabs a Remoraid, sure. But yeah, I think we're gonna try and attack with this Houndour. Even attach retreat. We don't get the air balloon. We probably won't get the air balloon, to be honest. We might get the air balloon, but we could whiff the air balloon as well. And let's see if they get the knockout here. If they get the knockout here, then that's pretty bad, actually. I really don't want them to knock out my Tornadus V here. That'd be kind of annoying. They got a pretty big hand, though. 8-card hand. Yeah, there's the Mincino now. Like I mentioned, they want to leave bench spaces open. So even if they had another Inkay in the deck, do you really want to grab it? Probably not. Palpad now coming down. Brawly and Bruno to get those back in the deck and use them later. But they whiffed there. So that's pretty good. Gonna double evolve. Like I said, I want to go with that bite. I'm gonna go... Could just play Marnie and see what we draw, to be honest. I'm down with that. We do have 2 single strike roars to work with here. So we got the capture energy we can attach here. Double single strike roar to the Houndour. This thing also just doesn't take a knockout anymore. So cap, get the 4th. Both Houndooms are in there, though. That doesn't really matter too much. Yeah, just gonna use the bite for the knockout. They're weak to dark. It'll do plus 40. We will only have 20 HP remaining. So they could get creative with their knockouts as well, actually, to be honest. And they could go for like a knockout with... replace the stadium as well. They could go for a knockout with like a Cincino or something. But yeah, definitely don't want to... We could have used Tower of Darkness, but we definitely don't want to give up an urn here. But yeah, they could go with like a knockout with like a Cincino. To accelerate the basic psychic energies or something like that. So they could do something like that as well. So this opens up like that opportunity for my opponent. But I think it's definitely the right route for us to take. As we try and set up into like a boss play eventually to KO this Oricorio. That's going to be a big play as well. Can we get that KO on the Oricorio at some point? That's what we're going to go for. And then maybe try and close it out with a Tornadus VMAX, because that'll have a lot of HP at the end of the game after they've already kind of played through a bunch of their stuff. They don't really like run out of damage too aggressively because they shuffle all the cards back into their deck. But yeah, we're going to go with the Houndour on the next turn. And then Tornadus VMAX. I think eventually we're going to try and build up into a Tornadus VMAX. And then maybe if we have to at the end, we'll like Marnie hit with Tornadus VMAX and hope they just can't get the knockout. So we want to like be constantly accelerating energy through the Houndooms and attaching for turn if possible. So we got a pretty good turn. We had a pretty good hand next turn. We're able to go like double single strike roar to the Houndour, play the urn, put the tower in play the Marnie, draw into some cards, hopefully get an energy attachment to the V. And then we got to get rid of this Oricorio as well. We want to make it a VMAX as well to kind of protect it almost a little bit on the bench, so our opponent can't just like boss KO at SFV. I feel like I don't want to give them that option, but I don't know, maybe it wouldn't be that. If they do that, then I get to keep my Houndour set up, so maybe it's not that bad. But if I make it a VMAX, they could chase it and get 3 prize cards instead, is what I'm thinking. So I guess we'll see how the game develops, but it's definitely on my mind right now. Rapid Strike Tentacles, of course, they only have to get rid of 1 card. That's why like the Marnie next turn can be pretty big, because it like disrupts this huge hand they've built up. But because we play the Marnie, we kind of, you know, kill the hand a little bit, so that way they can't pull off like a bigger boss play on like a V or a VMAX or whatever. Gives a little bit more room to work with, I think, for sure. Got this. Gonna go ahead and use this as well. Drew into a single strike energy. I guess I should have used these first, actually. See, misplay from me. Single strike roar. Here. Single strike roar. Here. And then I'll go ahead and play a Marnie. I don't want to attach this. I want to be able to pull it out of the deck on the next turn. Reduce their hand size a little bit. Draw me some new cards. Calm could get the other Houndoom out in single strike roar again. We're gonna put the capture on the Tornadus. Start building that up like I mentioned. Grab nothing. Calm. Get rid of, I don't know, the T-Tar doesn't seem overly good. Gonna grab a Doom single strike roar again to another Houndoom. From here to here, and then boom, Darkness Fang. Take the knockout, and we'll probably have to use Crobat next turn, unfortunately, but just gonna have to kind of do it, I guess. Again, one of those things we kind of have to just be fine with. We kind of just have to do it. We got the VMAX out of the prize cards now, which is great. We can VMAX this, get that set up. Like I said, we want to create something big here, and we're actually just 2 prize cards away from winning this game, so we have to go, or 3, my bad. Knock out their next Malamar, and then we just need that boss on that Oricorio, and the game will be over. I only played 2 boss, and we are down 1, and I guess it could be prized. I haven't checked my prize cards, so that might be a little bit tough. We'll see. Comes the Oricorio. They got some Xeno working. They can also boss KO, I guess, but the Houndooms can also KO Oricorio with the Darkness Fang. Actually, we might only need Houndooms for the rest of the game, I think. If we can set one up to KO the Oricorio, I guess is the thing. We might not be able to get that set up, so we got to see if we can get that set up or not. But it can get that knockout, so that is a possibility. Here we go. Here comes the Tentacle Strike. They only need 2 here, so they're definitely going to get it. Like I said, they don't really run out of damage. They don't really run out of damage, and we are not pressuring them a whole ton. So, or like forcing them to use a whole ton to actually like take knockouts. They need like 2 to KO this, like I said. So, not hard for them turn to turn to like set up a new Malamar and also attack in the same turn. We're just kind of hoping we're winning the prize race overall, especially after they whiffed on that second turn to get a knockout, which was a little bit unfortunate for them, but a little bit fortunate for us. All right, here we go. Hound Doom. Draw. Air Balloon. Calm away this. And even if they boss up the VMAX here, they won't win off that, so... Crobat. Evolve to the VMAX. Crobat for 6. Earn is great. I should maybe use a single strike roar first, because now I just drew into this, which I shouldn't have drawn into. So a couple more mistakes coming out of me as usual. Go ahead and grab another Tornadus V. The boss is prized, so we could pull it off the prize cards here, I guess. I'm gonna go ahead and attach. We should single strike roar first. Single strike roar here. I'm going to attach here. Use this to get rid of one of the Tornadus. Draw 2. Got the earn for next turn. So now I'm a single strike roar 1 out of here as well. Oh, where do I want this one to go though is the question. I could put it here on the Houndoom. Maybe I should have never made that thing a VMAX, actually. The more I'm thinking about it, if we had just like stayed on with Houndooms and just left this as a V, we maybe had a better shot at winning this one. Now that I know the boss is prized, I'm like, I love that. Throw it there. And then knockout. Can we get the boss with the prize cards here? The answer is no. We got the Marnie though, which could still work. It could still work out here that the Marnie works out fine. It depends what they get the knockout on here, actually, to be honest. It depends what the KO here, and then what we get to have a response with. Yeah, what they KO here is going to be a big deal. There's a lot of things that they can KO here, And to be honest, I maybe shouldn't have VMAX this to force them to have to go down the boss route. Maybe just left it as a V and be like, okay, if I get the boss play or I need a VMAX to combo with Marnie, I can do that. But I think maybe I was a little bit aggressive in the choice to VMAX this right now, because now they can go boss KO this, and now they can knock out anything they knock out on the next turn, they win the game, because they can draw 3 prize cards here. So we'd basically be playing Marnie, setting up Houndoom, and kind of just hoping that they whiff. Yeah. Or Choreo, the Rapid Strike Search. Then they got the Sensinos with the Make Do's. They have so many cards in their hand. Are they even down any boss? No, I think they were maybe down one earlier, but they palpated it back. More Make Do's. I also need an Inkay in the bench. Actually, I didn't even check that. They do have 3 Inkay in the discard pile, actually, and they are down an Ordinary Rod. So if they can't find the other Ordinary Rod, actually, we will just win the game through them just not having attackers. There's the boss, but if they're out of attackers, it doesn't matter. This could be it. Could be just winning it next turn from taking back-to-back knockouts with that single, with the Darkness Fang. Single strike Darkness Fang. You guys know what I'm saying. Yeah, so they're going to be able to get the knockout here, but then they're out of attackers. Now, the thing that we are still worried about, I guess I can't KO something like the Artillery while they reset up. So we do have to establish a new attacker, which will be this Tornadus. Yeah. I'm even going to go as far as retreating this to get a second energy off this. So we're going to send this up, retreat it. And we got some plays here to make. We're doing 90 with that one. Okay, so we can send this up and draw for turn. Okay. Well, this thing can do 110 retreat, earn energy, air balloon, bench, attach, single strike roar to the active. Do I have 1 earn left? I believe I do, yeah. And Marnie. I'm not going to use this single strike roar yet because I could put it in a couple different places. Stadium. I'm going to do it, get rid of the single strike energy, draw 2, and then I'm going to earn those last 2 back into the deck. Once again, I'm not going to use them because there's a couple of different places that I could put them to get good value out of, I think. So I'm just going to go with this Darkness Fang. I'm going to take this knockout. Like I said, my opponent does not have an Inkay in play. So depending on what actually happens here, we got a couple different things. There's that boss that we were looking for on the last prize card. We get it now. Might not be too late to utilize it, depending on what they send up in their active here, because we're not doing that much damage. We can do a lot of damage. I can Blasting Hammer. I can Darkness Fang. I was like, I don't know. Maybe I didn't need to hold back these single strike roars that much. I was scared if they bossed this. Maybe I didn't even need to set this up. But then if they make something bigger, if they have something like a Dedenne or a Crobat, if they play that and they put that in the active, I can never get Darkness Fang big enough. And if we don't pull the boss with the prize cards, we need something like a Blasting Hammer to get through that. So then I want to double single strike roar to here. But also if they just leave Artillery in the active, I just want a single strike roar once to here. So if they stamp us or Marnie us and disrupt our hand potentially. So we're trying to kind of play around everything here with this line. Because we don't know exactly what they got, but I got a pretty rough idea. I think we're in a really good spot. But we don't know for sure yet, because I mean, our opponent hasn't played out their turn, but they're about to finish playing it out, and we'll see. Comes that Ordinary Rod, double Inkay. The dance goes down, so they got the Inkays. They do have a 4th Malamar left, so they will be able to attack next turn. They do need to find the Inkays, though. They do need to get one of those in play at the very least. And then they also have to leave something in their active that just won't get KO'd, which is another thing my opponent just needs. They just need that as well. And they also need to disrupt our hand, because we see our current hand and we have outs to, I think, everything here to be able to win the game. So they also need to disrupt our hand as well. And if they don't do that, we got it locked up here. It was looking pretty bad. Now it's looking pretty fine. Also, my Dedenne. Not going to be a big deal at all. We've got the energy to retreat, and then we can go ahead and boss, because we did get that out of the prize cards, and we are able to pull this one off out here off in the end, as we KO this Cincino with the Darkness Fang. The Houndooms being the MVPs in this one, and my opponent with the Inkay as well, so we had +1 turn to work with, even if we whiffed there. And yeah, the Houndooms being the MVPs in this one. Tornadus did a little bit of work in the beginning, but fell off a little bit after that. And that's it. Single strike Tornadus VMAX. Way better than I thought it was going to be. Feels way smoother than I thought it was going to be. I think the capture energy have a big deal to do with that. But definitely recommend you guys give it a shot if you've been Wanted to play some single strike, missing playing single strike because single strike Urshifu is just not that good. See you guys tomorrow.